I'm going to do a quick overview of how to set up the tent. This is a Kelty Trail Ridge 3, but most of all the troop tents are the same. If you're going to get it with your tent buddy, first thing you want to do is when we open up the stuff sack, is you want to take out the ground cover. All right, the ground cover is going to go down first. You want to keep the tent inside the bag until you get the ground cover down. All right, in order to keep the tent clean, you want to keep the tent itself off the ground. Okay, so we'll open up and lay out the ground cover. All right, now when we work with the tent, we're going to actually lay it right on top of the ground cover. All right, so we'll have the tent and the fly rolled up together. Okay, so we'll lay that out here. Okay. All right, we're going to pull the fly aside for now. Okay, we're just going to lay this off the top of the bag. Try to find a clean spot on the ground to lay the fly. We're going to open up the tent and stretch out the corners. All right, you want to make sure that the tent covers the ground cover. Okay, you don't want the ground cover out from under the tent or water's going to get underneath the tent. Okay, so grab the poles. Okay, we're going to put the poles together. Okay, it's going to be 3 poles in the tent, 2 of the crisscross poles, and then there's a short pole to hold up the fly. That'll go on last. You take the poles. You can actually put the pegs through the grommets and the strap of the tent. It's down here. The next corner. And we're going to start clipping the tent right onto the poles. Okay. Once that's up, we're going to take the short pole. It's going to go over the top. Okay, these buttons are going to come right into the snap right in here. It's going to be used to keep the fly stretched open. Okay, once the tent's set up, we're going to make sure it's centered over the ground cover. And then we're going to stake the corners. So you stake it down before you put the fly in. Okay, each bag should have 8 stakes in it. Okay, we're going to use 4 for the corners. And then we're going to use 2 more for the fly, and then there's 2 extra for the guy lines in case it's windy when we put down the guy lines. Okay, the Trail Ridge 3 is a 3-man tent. There's only 2 scouts sleeping in the tent. They'll typically sleep long ways. If you're going to go with 3 men, then you can actually go short ways and get 3 across this way. There's two doors on both sides, and then vestibules on both sides. It's also important when you sleep, and also make sure your head is at the higher elevation of the ground. All right, so we're going to take the fly. We're going to stretch this out over the top. Okay. And the vestibules, you'll see these orange stripes here. These are where the doors are. The doors are going to go over the doors on the tent. Lift this over the top. At each corner, snap these clips into the clips of these straps here. our last two stakes, and we're going to stake out the vestibule. Okay. The zipper here will open here if we need. Just take one side, and we'll pull this out here to pull open the vestibule. Get in and out of the tent from here. If you want to air out the tent, you can roll this up here. It clips inside here. You can pull this out, hold open the vestibule, and you can air out the tent. You always want to keep the door closed. Keep the dirt and all outside the tent. Zipper's here from inside now. Open up the tent here. If you're going to go inside the tent, you want to go in butt first. You want to take your shoes off outside the tent. You never want to bring your shoes inside the tent. Shoes and food always stay out of the tent. You take your shoes out, and you can put your shoes actually under the vestibule. That'll keep your shoes dry and keeps the dirt out of the tent. Alright, then when you come out feet first. You can put your shoes on and get yourself out again. Always keep the dirt out of the tent. You want to keep your shoes outside the tent. Alright. Okay, so when the tent is all set, you want to take your pole bag, your stake bag, put it inside the tent bag. And you want to make sure you still have your guidelines and your 2 extra stakes. So it's inside the bag, and then the bag goes inside your tent. Okay, don't leave the bag in the vestibule. You want to have it inside the tent. That way it stays there until you're done with your camp out. Okay, and that's it for setting up the tent.